Live.
Are we ready?
From the Queen City studio.
Are you sure?
With the Deacon Live.
Right now. Ready? Yes.
All right, let's see what happens. What do they say? Light the spark plug? Is it a spark plug that I'm lighting? Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. It's a work of art. Here we go.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ.
I got him!
So don't get cocky.
This is about what's going to happen.
Welcome to DeaconLive.
DeaconLive.
Welcome back, guys. On today's show, is Netflix using peak points to draw you in? And what is the insidious trend affecting young girls right now? And how an MTV personality actually died? And why are there no more last meals on death row? All this and much more will be discussed here on DeaconLive. And for the next 60 minutes or so, we'll get you updated on social news stories and viral videos that you might have missed over the last couple days, or we'll be talking about it here in the upcoming few. How are you? How are things going? Are you doing all right? Are you getting along with everyone? That's all we care about. And unfortunately, the clip that opens up the show here, these guys were not getting along right now. And this is what everyone's talking about, at least on my feed, is the shooting out in Las Vegas. And when I say the shooting in Las Vegas, not the one that happened at the Country Western show, not the one that happened the week prior, not the one that happened last month. You see you can see the trend there. I'm talking about this guy who had a problem with another guy. That's how shootings start, right? It's between two YouTubers, the vicious of all gangs. This is so silly. This is so silly. So I guess there's a guy called, what was his name? Lenny the something. And he was Lenny the Legend, or Finney the Legend, sorry. He was filming in Las Vegas in front of the Bellagio, just sitting there filming, not saying anything really. He didn't have one of those lapel mics, those lavalier mics. He was just sitting there going, hey, I'm out here, and he's got a camera stand, and he's kind of half in the picture and half out of the picture, and his wife's in the background just kind of directing traffic so they don't walk into him type deal. And all of a sudden, this guy, Manuel Ruiz, Manny, appears in the picture and just pulls out a gun and starts blasting. Then there I was, just start blasting. And you're like, oh, well, what the hell, man? You know the guy's filming. And for more on this story, I'm going to switch over to camera 4. So don't forget, for every podcast we do, we have a matching video over on YouTube. You can see the full-length podcast over on YouTube. Give us a like and subscribe over there. We don't do it for the money. We just do it for another avenue, another venue for you to enjoy the media that is DeaconLive. So I'm going to switch over to camera 4, and you can see Manny Ruiz appeared in court today, and this is actually what happened to him.
Judge Tuesday with not much to say. A big difference compared to what this viral live stream allegedly shows. This video taken by victim Rodney Finley and his wife Tanisha.
There he is.
He is known as Finney the Legend on YouTube, and Ruiz is known as Sin City Manny. According to the arrest report,
he's Sin City Manny and Finney the Legend. I obviously had a beef. This is like two elementary school kids fighting, saying whose elementary school is better. One goes to West Elementary School, the other one goes to East Elementary School. And this is just so ridiculous.
Both Rodney and Ruiz were live streaming from Las Vegas Boulevard Sunday night. A viewer watching the live stream said he saw comments from others who were also watching Manny's YouTube live stream. The comments stated that Manny was across the street at the Paris Hotel and was looking for Finney. About 5 minutes later, the viewer sees Manny appear on Finney's live stream.
There he is.
Saw Manny pull a gun from his waistband. He tells investigators he shot Rodney in self-defense.
Right.
Moments later, you see Tanisha panicking and grabbing the camera her
That's his
husband
wife.
had set up, and then the gun is turned on Tanisha.
And blast
Ruiz
her.
tells police he saw a shiny black object in her hand, which he believed to be a firearm. He said he shot 2 times at her. Police say Ruiz ran away to the Paris Hotel, where he removed his hat and shirt. Later, it was Ruiz's wife who approached police, telling them she believed her husband just shot someone.
Someone with some sense in the whole entire thing.
Ruiz was arrested nearly 12 hours later when he walked into a Henderson police station after a friend convinced him to turn himself in. In the arrest report, Ruiz claims Finney posts content talking negatively about his wife and kids. Police say Ruiz was adamant he shot in self-defense.
All right, so they say he posted, bad things about his wife and kids. So here's a breakdown from, I found another TikToker, Uncle Ray's Place, and he gives an actual breakdown of how this led to be. So here we go. Here's Uncle Ray's Place.
Between Sin City Manny and Finney the Legend began in 2023. It started when Manuel Ruiz, known online as Sin City Manny, pepper sprayed the wife of Rodney Finley, also known as Finney the Legend. That incident sparked a public and ongoing conflict between the two content creators. Over the next 2 years, their rivalry intensified. They exchanged verbal insults during live streams, filed copyright claims against each other, and shared personal attacks online. The online dispute escalated into a physical altercation on Fremont Street in Las Vegas, where Ruiz was cited for battery. In 2024, the tension continued to build. Finney frequently reacted to Ruiz's content during...
This is the equivalent of two high school kids playing video games, Call of Duty or whatever it is, and fighting over who's the better player of the game. That's it.
His streams. At the same time, Ruiz and his wife attempted to remove those videos by filing copyright complaints. The digital conflict became increasingly personal and aggressive on both sides. On June 8, 2025, the situation turned deadly. Rodney and his wife Tanisha were live streaming on the Las Vegas Strip near the Bellagio fountains when 7 gunshots were fired.
7!
Rodney and Tanisha were killed on the sidewalk during the live broadcast. The next morning, Manuel Ruiz turned himself in to Las Vegas police. He claimed the shooting was in self-defense, stating that he believed Rodney was reaching for a weapon and that Tanisha had a shiny object in her hand.
So, all right, let's go back to me now. So, why even bother? Why even go up there with a gun in your hand or a gun on you, not in your hand, but on your waistband? Is it that bad? Are the YouTube gangs or the YouTube creators so desperate? Not desperate, but I mean, just so you got to respect my stuff. God almighty, I hope no one, if I live stream somewhere, hope no one wants to take me out. Hopefully I haven't pissed off anyone over the last 11 years of doing this show. I'm sure I've pissed off someone. I know, actually, I take that back. I know I've pissed off someone because now and then I'll get emails. And if I pissed you off, you can email me right now. Go to deacon@prophetradio.com and I'll read them. And I'll respond and I'll say, I'm sorry. And then I'll say, suck a buttercup. All right, when we come back, did you know that Gen X is they're getting of age now where they're having grandchildren, and right now they're finding out that Gen X are the worst grandparents out of all the grandparents that are out there right now, and they give their reasons why. So stick around. You'll listen to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. We'd love to hear from you. You can be part of the show. The way you do that is go to prophetradio.com. Excuse me. Prophet Radio, Prophet radio.com. At the very top of the page says, leave a message for Deacon Live. We broadcast every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know we're a little bit behind. We're doing Wednesday show today. Today's Thursday, by the way, just for those keeping score at home. I had some medical stuff I had to do yesterday and kind of bled into the broadcast of the show, so please forgive me. I know everyone out there is freaking out, but you'll get over it. By next week, you'll forget all about it. But you can go over on Prophet Radio and let us hear from you. Your voice physically can be heard, comes right to our inbox, and we'll play it on the very next podcast as well. Now, there was a time you could escape and watch Netflix and be okay with everything, right? You're like going, oh, this is my escape. But now your binging is creating a new creepy credit score for Netflix. No distractions. There was no distractions. Just a moment of sacred silence before the next episode started playing on YouTube. YouTube, on the other hand, has always been a neighborhood hawker, jamming 5-second clips and the skip buttons between cat videos and clips of Candace Owens speaking with Harvey Weinstein. But Netflix right now, the main offender, felt a little bit different initially, but it's entirely neutral right now. Not anymore. Now, we know that YouTube, owned by Google, the company is famous for delete "don't be evil" from its contract. That's what they had. Google, in their contract, literally says "don't be evil." Well, they've removed that now, and it's using AI to analyze your viewing habits in real time. The company calls it Peak Points, a system that detects when you're most emotionally invested. So it can, not only can it recommend better content, no, it's YouTube can slice an ad right in the middle of your viewing. A perfect timing of disruption. You're saying, you're sitting there crying, laughing, leaning in. Not after all, during the essential, the manipulation is dressed as optimization. So, I don't want to see this. No, go away. Got it. Thank you. Is it going to block me now? No, it better not block me. No, thanks. Take me home. Let's go back to the article. Oh, there it goes. It got me. Let's see. So every pause, rewind, or late night marathon isn't just a viewing choice. It's a data point feeding into the broader behavior of the analysis. This isn't a suggestion for another rom-com. According to the report, Netflix ad-supported tier now allows third-party data brokerage to, like Experian, to track habits, reactions, and even emotional states. Pause too long on a dramatic scene, that's a signal. Rewatch a comedy special, that's a clue, but about your impulsivity. The data uses create an article called Creepy New Credit Score, blending your viewing patterns with financial behavior metrics and to predict the spending habits, risk appetite, and even likelihood of defaulting on a loan. Really? I don't like this scene. You fast forward it, oh, you're never going to pay your bills. Netflix is insisting that data collection happens in so-called clean rooms, the term meant to reassure users that their information is handled privately. But the Blaze report challenges this, describing that it's sanitized the way that we still are connecting to everything just behind closed doors. So what they're getting at here in this article is, you ever had one of those scenes, and I'm going through it right now because I'm watching White Lotus. And now White Lotus, I take that back. I'm watching White Lotus, and that's another thing in itself. But there's on like Apple TV, there's, you're getting into it, and you're like going, oh my God, this is really good. And right as the scene starts to peak, and you're sitting there watching it, and you're like going, yeah, kill the guy, yeah. All of a sudden, poof, an ad comes in because they know they've got your full entire attention. And you're like going, wow, what the fuck happened? And you get a thing for Geico or something like that. Ah, fuck you, Geico. Get me back to the goddamn movie. And then you're like, oh, fuck, I got to watch this. And it says 1 of 3 commercials or something. You're like, God damn it. And then, of course, you sit there and go, well, maybe I do need a peanut butter cup right now. Maybe I do need to check my long-term health insurance. And then it comes back to the thing. You're like going, well, I'm out of the mood now. I'm out of the mood. So Netflix is starting to do that right now. That's their creepy credit score happening over on Netflix. Now, whatever happened to Gen X? We were a generation of, we're going to change the world. Every generation is going to change the world. But this time we actually have. Gen X has been designated as the worst grandparents. Sadly, their explanation actually makes sense. The latchkey generation doesn't hate their families. They're just burnt out. Gen X, typically the children of the baby boomers born between 1965 through 1980, that's the Gen X, tend to have complicated relationships depending on who we ask. Some of them as feral Jesus Christ. Can I sweat any more up here? I got to get an AC unit up here. That's not noisy. Some view them as a feral generation, never to be spoken of poorly without consequences, while others view them as innovators pushing us to the future. But in recent years, Gen Xers have been dubbed the worst grandparents by social media users. This multi-year conversation started with a video went viral calling Gen X out for being terrible grandparents, claiming that they never want to help with grandchildren. Fuck no, they're your kids. I had you have them. You take care of them. It didn't take long before other millennials piled on to the air their grievances about the Gen X parents. Most people criticizing the new grandparents were generally perplexed by how they did not want to be more involved in the lives of their grandchildren. Kylie Muse reveals in a video that she felt neglected by her Gen X parents growing up, saying that it's quite common for Gen X parents to be neglectful in some capacity, and it's just crazy to me how more of them haven't even learned from the past 20 to 30 years instead of these grandparents seeking their kids having kids. It's an opportunity to restore health in relationships with their kids by showing up and helping them during the hardest transition of lives. They would rather double down and compromise their relationships with the next generations for all the sake of hyper-individualism and pride. So where's her video at? Oh, here she is right here. All right, hold on, girl. We'll get you on here. You look like you're going to be famous. So here we go. This is Kylie Muse talking about Gen X are the worst grandparents. So here we go. Let me just take it off mute. And here we go.
A lot of videos from like
Speak up!
grandparents, and I am so shocked by how many of them are still so disinterested and disconnected in their child's well-being. I hear a lot of them say things like, "I'm not a babysitter. I like my empty nest. I don't know why my kids feel entitled to my help. I didn't have any help." Now, I want to preface this by saying I have never had anybody watch my kids, including my own parents, for more than 3 hours, and it was literally 2 times. I was also quite neglected growing up by my Gen X parent. It's quite a common theme for Gen X parents to be neglectful in some capacity, and it's just crazy to me how more of them haven't learned from the past 20 to 30 years. Instead of these grandparents seeing their kids having kids as an opportunity to restore the health in their relationships with their kids by showing up and helping them during the hardest transition of their lives, they would rather double down and compromise their relationship with that next generation.
So there you go. Tell me what you think. Do you think the Gen X is a bad grandparent compared to the way you were raised if you were Gen X from your baby boomer parents? And if you do have grandparents, or if you're a grandparent and you've got, a child and that one's had a child, are you the ones that are going, yeah, no, go ahead. You can raise your child. I did well with you. You can do well with them type deal. All right, guys, when we come back, this dad actually, snuck into a high school and pretended he was a student. And we'll get into his story when we come back. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us over on Facebook. Yes, our Facebook page is back up and running. Just search Deacon Live, all one word, and make sure you follow us on Facebook. And the reason why you're going to follow us on Facebook, I'll tell you this right now. We just got it back up and running. We were banned for like 6 months or 8 months. I forget how long it was. And we're slowly growing that community back up. And what happened was, I might have said a couple bad things. So I've learned my lesson. I know. I learned my lesson. And what we're doing now, we've kind of changed the format and stuff. We are all the articles and news clips and stuff that we play here during the show. If you don't want to go and watch the whole entire YouTube video, that's fine. I understand that as well. But a lot of those clips, the ones that stick out the most, we'll post them over there as well. And you can share them on your Facebook feed, and you can go, look, I'm famous too. I can be just as cool as Deacon on Deacon Live. Now, right now, speaking of trying to be cool, there is doctors are warning about this new insidious social media trend that's damaging young teen girls. Girls as young as 7 are taking part of this. So there's no secret that young girls are obsessed with beauty. Just look at the popularity of Get Ready With Me videos on social media. In a survey last year, more than 3 in 4 parents reported that their 7 to 17-year-old girls have a skincare routine. 7 years old? You haven't even hit puberty yet. The groundbreaking new study out of Northwestern University warned that these girls are shelling out a lot of money for skincare products that may cause redness, and not protect them from the sun's harmful rays. Also, it's problematic to show girls devoting so much time and attention to their skin, says a corresponding study author, Dr. Molly Hales. She is from Northwestern University as well. For this study, Hales and other researchers created their own TikTok accounts under the guise that they were 13. They collected 100 unique videos suggested in the For You tab. They analyzed the demographic of the creators, the content creators, the products used, and the total cost of the routine, finding that 7 to 18-year-old girls were applying on an average of 6 facial products all at once. Some girls even use more than a dozen. Researchers estimated that kids fork over an average of $168 for about a month's worth of products. In the jaw-dropping case, they spent more than $500 in some instances. Products in the top view videos contained 11 active ingredients on average. In one clip, the creator rubbed 10 products on her face, in about 6 minutes. What is it doing? It's not, you're just putting shit on top of shit on top of shit. Quote, as she's applying the product, she begins to express discomfort and burning. In the final few minutes, she develops a visible skin reaction because of the combination of all the chemicals that she's putting on her face. Hales noted that the irritation stems from using product with clashing active ingredients, as well as applying the same active ingredient over and over and over again, not knowing that it's in several different products. Girls are facing the risk of sun sensitivity and skin allergies known as allergic contaminant dermatitis, which causes a rash. Only 26% of daytime skin care regimens include sunscreen. The Northwestern study found out, even though it's key to prevent skin cancer. The result, billed as the first peer study group to explore the pros and cons of teen skincare routines shared on social media, was published Monday in the Journal of Pediatrics. Beyond the health risks, mental distress is also a concern. Beauty videos on social media can contribute to low self-esteem and pressure to... Am I on the right screen, by the way? Sorry, I got too much going on behind me. Beauty on the social media can contribute to low self-esteem and pressure to conform to unrealistic beauty standards. We've been talking about that for years. But I mean, what they're saying is, let's say you put on something with like jojoba oil in it. You put it on your face. All right, I got jojoba oil on my face. And then the other products you put on, all right, this is supposed to tighten your pores. All right, put that on. And then you put on something that's supposed to make your skin more elastic. Well, you can't make it tight and elastic at the same time. So they're fighting each other on your face. You know, and so you put all these different things on your face. No wonder a lot of these girls, 7 years old, play with your dollies. Stop playing with your face. That's amazing. But I mean, that's the way you want to talk about, is social media bad? In this instance, yes. In this instance, you know, because they don't have grandparents, these 7 to 18-year-olds are looking towards social media for beauty regimens, because that's what they do, I guess. They see all these different shows. We're our own fault, but we let it happen. That's the type deal. Also, speaking of we're our own fault and we let it happen, an adult dad poses as a high schooler for months and even dated his teen classmates. Here's how the lie unraveled. Jesus Christ, maybe he had a skin regimen too. Anthony Seria posed as a high school teen for over a year. Now, furious parents demand answers. Let me switch screens here. Here he is. Well, he looks like he's got a childish face. He's got a child haircut, or a high schooler's haircut. Here he is, 24 years old, trying to be 17. Here he is at 18. He's got a clean-cut baby face, so let's find out what happened to him. Anthony Sierra was living the typical life of an American high schooler. He played the junior varsity soccer and was part of the swim team. His classmates called him by his nickname, Big Tone, because Anthony. He dated a teenage girl, according to the people that knew him. As far as his classmates, teachers, or parents in Perrysburg High School in Ohio, where the concerns were. Sierra was a 16-year-old migrant from Venezuela. Well, you know, the Venezuelan people, they got mustaches at 10 years old. He didn't elaborate much about his past to his classmates for the reason that would become clear about a year and a half later. Sierra was, in fact, a 24-year-old father who remarkably managed to pose as a high school student for more than 16 months after enrolling with a fraudulent birth certificate, local and federal authorities said. He had everyone fooled, one mom whose kids attended Perrysburg High School. Sierra told The Independent he had everyone thinking that he was a victim. He wiggled his way into everyone's lives. What? A victim? As he awaits his fate in the cell in the correctional facility in Northwest Ohio, Perrysburg community had been left reeling that the parents wanted answer. The Perrysburg High School mom, who requested anonymity to protect her child's identity, said that she was stunned and worried when she first heard about the bombshell news. But her child, who had become friends with Sierra, were not so surprised. My kids were honest, not 100% shocked, though. My kids were honestly not 100% shocked, the mom said. They felt that he was different than everyone talked about him. He never told anyone his true story to our knowledge. Parents who spoke to The Independent alleged that Sierra dated several teenage girls who were 16 and above during this time at his school, while not disclosing his real age, they claim. There is no mention of the alleged reaction with the minors, or relationship, sorry. There is no alleged relationships with the minors in the Perrysburg police report or any federal criminal complaint which tracks the age of consent in Ohio at being 16. Parents are livid because they thought that their daughter was dating a 16, 17-year-old, and he ends up being 24 years old. There are learning opportunities and education as an adult. Okay, so here we go. Here's the problem, all right, in a nutshell. So he's from Venezuela, all right? You can see where I'm going with this. He's got a falsified birth certificate that says he's 16, 17 years old. And he's able to go into a high school, and everyone's fine with that. So do you see the disconnect that we're having that's happening all over? If migrants can come into our country with falsified documents and go into our high schools, and then I hate to say this, you hate to say, you hear people going, they're coming into high schools and taking our kids. Yeah, because they're probably 20, 30 years old. I know. That's a reach. But in all fairness, that's exactly what's happening. Now, not to this level, but for the most part, he came in, falsified birth certificate, and hey, they let him just walk around the high school and start slamming 16-year-olds. So think about that for a minute. When we come back, are you a burnt toast personality type deal? If you are, I am pretty much. And I'll dive into what that means for you. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. You want something for free? Well, we'll give you something for free, but what you have to do to get it is go over to Prophet Radio, PROPHET radio.com. At the top of the page says free swag. Pick yourself out something. You can see all the different podcasts that come out of this beautiful, beautiful studio. It's just a way of saying thank you for being a part of the show. Pick yourself something out. If you live in the United States, they usually ship it out within about 48 hours. If you live overseas, unfortunately, we can't send it over there. Sorry. I talked to the powers that be, and I'm like, come on, man. I got so many people that listen over in different areas and stuff, and they're like, oh, nope, sorry, we're not running the risk of sending it over there. It's just not worth our time. So unfortunately, guys that listen to us overseas, you just have to enjoy the media sources and stuff that we have for you right now. Now, with that being said, Americans are so primitive. Europeans react to Americans' awkward fork and knife skills. Am I missing something? Am I eating properly or rude here in America? This woman right here, in her now viral video, shows her attempting the continental dining style. where you never switch utensils between hands. Now, I know when I was growing up as a steak or eating a steak, my mom and dad would say, you what do? You cut with the knife in your right hand, your dominant hand, you hold the fork in your left hand, you cut the steak, you put the knife down, you switch the fork over back to your dominant hand, and then you eat the steak or whatever that you're cutting up with your dominant hand. You always use your dominant hand. Well, I used to get tired of being slapped on the back of the head by my dad as far as turning your fork over and sticking it in your mouth. I'm like, well, they do it on TV. And he's like, we're not on TV. Bam. That's a baby boomer, right? So I learned to eat with my left hand to this day correctly with the fork, upright and in the proper manner as if you were using it in your dominant hand. So this TikToker is going viral now because she's trying to eat the continental way or the European way. In the video, Amy fumbled her way through her meal, trying to keep her fork in her left hand and the knife in her right hand. Unlike the typical American style where it's cut, drop the knife, switch the fork hands, the European methods avoid unnecessarily utensil juggling by keeping the fork in the left hand and the knife in the right throughout the whole entire meal. Flipping the fork for the curve to be upright as you put the fork in your mouth. That was considered rude. I'm sorry. That when you eat that way, that's the way a peasant eats. Call me crazy. I know etiquette schools and stuff like that. If you eat with a fork upside down in your mouth, back in the golden times of before the internet, before boats, before cars, before all that stuff, that was a peasant's way to eat. So let's see. She says on the TikTok, viewers were equal part horrified and entertained at the same time. Comments range from, it's not the European way, it's the correct way, to I'm confused on how Americans use cutlery. So let's see, can we find her video? Here she is. So I'm going to switch over to camera 4 here. Hopefully I'll remember to switch it back. And here she goes. This is Veronica. I don't know what her name is. So here she goes. She's going to show how she eats her food. Here she goes.
Many around the world have spoken, so I'm going to try to not switch my silverware.
Okay.
This meal.
So she's an American over in Europe.
For us Americans. What I do, I don't even know how to do this. So
also, how am I supposed to talk to you?
How?
Like, you have to be holding your utensils while
What do I do? Like, so I don't put this down, right? So
right. You don't put the knife down.
I scoop it on here, fork down.
So what she's done, and she makes good sense there. She's got the fork with the curved side up. And normally, like if you eat eggs or something like that, you kind of push, like use it as a shovel. If you've got the fork with the hump side up, you can't shovel it in your mouth like us Americans need to have it in there. There she goes. It's all falling all over the place.
Because like I'm talking to you right now and you're holding both. That's insane.
Totally insane. She's eating, she's chewing.
In America, that's considered rude.
That is very rude.
I'm not supposed to speak with my mouth full either, which I agree is rude. That is bad manners, but
she's gonna try it again.
How to use my knife with my left hand. I'm very inept at my left hand.
No, see, she's not. All right, you go back to me now because she's being stupid about it. She's eating rice and eggs or something like that. She's having a European breakfast or something like that, and she's trying to scoop the rice and stuff on top of her thing. That's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is cutting steak, cutting some kind of protein where the fork is, curved side up. You cut it and then you stab the chicken and you stick it in your mouth and you keep going on. If you need to scoop up rice or potatoes or something like that, you're not using the fork hump side up. You flip it over to your dominant hand and scoop it in and shovel it in your mouth just like a normal American is or would do. So there you go. I don't know. It's both ways. But if you do that here in my house, I'll slap you in the head. This woman right here wished someone would slap her in the head. A woman spills Chipotle all over her car, and then she remembers the burnt toast theory. And here's what the theory means. A woman says she was close to crashing out after Chipotle quesadilla order that she bought took a tumble in her car. Oh, I'd be so pissed. Spill anything in my car. But she refrained from doing that when she remembers the burnt toast theory. TikToker Mackenzie Carr used the theory to refrain from the seamlessly unlucky moment. Her video features fresh tomato salsa, white rice, corn salsa all over the middle console of her vehicle. Oh, her husband's going to be pissed. Her quesadilla appeared intact on its cardboard plate. However, it's sitting on the car floor of the passenger side. Quote, trying not to freak out about my Chipotle spilling all over my car, but the burnt toast theory is what I have going on right now. So what is the burnt toast theory? I'll explain it. Her clip is teaching masses what burnt toast theory is. Wait, this is the first I've ever heard of the burnt toast theory? I'm obsessed, one user posted on the comments. The burnt toast theory is a theory that minor inconveniences you've experienced saves you from an even bigger tragedy. For example, if you burnt your toast in the morning and you have to remake it, it's just that extra time that it took for you to remake it will postpone you from the leaving time. That would potentially save you from a car accident that you would have gotten in if you had made the toast correctly for the first time. So it's kind of like the, make sure we're on me now. It's kind of like the, Final Destination type deal? Hey, everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. You burnt your toast, make it again. Me, I would go, fuck it. I got shit to do. I'm gone. Take the toast, burn or not, I don't care. I'm not wasting food. Sorry. As you can tell if you're watching me here on the YouTube video. No, Deacon, you don't look like you waste food at all. No, I make sure I take care of it all at one given time. But yes, I'm the same way. There's the burnt toast theory that I basically go, you know what? If I didn't do this, who knows down the line, and you'd be none the wiser. Who knows what would happen down the line of my day if this didn't go bad in front of me. So you just kind of go, hey, you know what? This is good. This is preventing me from getting into an accident or stepping on something or, going down a hill the wrong direction or something. It's just something crazy. Keep you preventative. It's that guardian angel looking over your shoulder type deal. And when we come back, this guardian angel is not looking over this guy's shoulder because he's on death row and he gets his last meal. You ever seen that where they get, you can order your last meal, and because of what he ordered and what he did, no more last meals on death row. I'll tell you what he exactly did, and you let me know if you think he did the right thing. So stick around. You listen to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Don't forget all the musical artists that you hear during the breaks are independent artists. They want your love. They want to showcase their style, their talent, and so many of these guys and ladies, gals, are so talented, and without them, the Deacon Live wouldn't be here today. So we want you to go out there and check them out as well. If you want to hear their full-length songs, you can find them over on the Deacon Live. Music heard on Deacon Live on your Spotify playlist. Go to Spotify, just click on Music heard on Deacon Live. You can see all the artists from 2025. We just started that at the beginning of the year, and it's doing really, really well. I'm getting a good feedback on a lot of the artists. They're like going, thank you very much. We've increased our views. We've increased our downloads and stuff. So it's all because of you. And for that, we'd like to say thank you. Now, this gentleman right here, this doctor says, do not use mouthwash. He's a doctor. He can't be wrong. But a heart surgeon explains why he doesn't use the common bathroom product due to some serious cardiac risk. According to one doctor, there's a specific product that carries a significant health risk in your bathroom. A heart surgeon revealed why he doesn't use the common bathroom product due to the association of health risks. Most of us have used this different product in different varieties in the bathroom, from toothpaste to shower gel, deodorant, and dental floss. However, according to one doctor, the specific product that carries a significant risk, for this reason, he never uses. Dr. Jeremy London is a cardiac surgeon who has been working in the field for over 25 years. On his social media, he revealed several things that he avoids to benefit his heart, as well as how they detect a heart blockage, or whether to tell you if you've got a weak heart or not. All right, so that's a couple things. At this time, he suggested avoiding the staple product in your toothbrushing routine. In his recent video, which I'm going to get to here in just one sec, says stop using mouthwash. It's one thing that absolutely avoid as a cardiac surgeon, he says. He also continues by saying 2 reasons. Number 1, just like the remainder of your gastrointestinal tract, your mouth has a healthy bacteria, and by killing the bacteria, you injure the environment in your mouth. Step 2, or number 2. And this I find very, very interesting. There is a chemical reaction with the healthy bacteria that helps control your blood pressure. Great. I'm not going to use it anymore. And by destroying this bacteria in your mouth, you actually can cause high blood pressure. High blood pressure is a risk factor for both strokes and heart attacks. This isn't the first time Dr. London warned about using mouthwash in his previous videos. He said that there are unequivocal evidence that you can actually increase your blood pressure by simply killing off the bacteria in your mouth. So here we go. Here's this video. Is this video? Oh, please tell me it is. Yeah, we're going to listen to him.
Stop using mouthwash.
So don't forget, for every podcast we do, we have a matching video over on YouTube, and we have a whole 11 years of videos and stuff over there. We got the shorts. We got all the stuff that YouTube allows us to do. Check us out over on YouTube. Just another media source for you to enjoy the full-length podcast. You can see all the errors and stuff. Definitely a lot of errors in this show. If you go over to YouTube, you can see those in real time, and me freaking out and beating my head against the ground. Go over to YouTube and search DeaconLive. You can see this in real time. So here we go. Here's the doctor. He knows best, right?
This is one thing that I absolutely avoid as a cardiac surgeon. 2 reasons. Number 1, just like the remainder of your gastrointestinal tract, your mouth has healthy bacteria. And by killing that bacteria, you injure the environment in your mouth. Number 2, and this I find really interesting, there's a chemical reaction with that healthy bacteria that helps control your blood pressure. And by destroying that bacteria in your mouth, you actually can cause high blood pressure. High blood pressure is a risk factor for both strokes and heart attacks.
That's it? Oh, hold on.
Your mouth.
All right, got it.
Number 2.
Got it. Thank you. So that's why I have high blood pressure. I'm using mouthwash. I'm using my dental stuff correctly. I don't know. Does that make sense for you? Let us know. Go over to ProfitRadio.com. At the top of the page says Be Heard. And you can email me at any time at Deacon@ProfitRadio.com. Now, this gentleman right here probably doesn't care whether he's used mouthwash or not mouthwash at all. But this death row's inmate last meal has sparked such a fury for prisoners that are now no longer allowed to choose what they eat before they get executed. Well, that's my God-given right. Right. It's your God-given right to kill people and end up on death row too, right? While many American prisoners await death row penalty, don't give me this. Nope, stop, cancel. No.
Important security message.
Stop.
Your computer has been locked up.
Oh, fuck.
Your IP address was used without your knowledge or consent to visit websites that contains identity theft virus.
Stop.
To unlock the computer, please call support immediately.
Jesus Christ. I'm not going to get through this. Oh, Jesus. All right. So if you're following us along on YouTube, you can see what happened behind the scenes there. It's one of those, it's not real. It's not a real effect or anything. But I had to shut everything down, reboot everything, and I was at the mercy of the internet right there. So there you go. Anyway, so this guy was on death row. I'm going to make this quick because we've already extended this too long. So this guy was on death row, and of course you get a last meal when you're on death row. He ordered pizza, hot dogs, hamburgers, milkshake, couple candy bars, and whatever, some bullshit like that. And when the kitchen or the takeout order, or the DoorDash or whatever, goes to the prison, says, here's your meal for the death row inmate, they put it all in front of him. He refused to eat it. So the warden got pissed off and said, all right, really? We just spent, I think there's a limit on it. I think they put a limit on it now, like $50 or something like that. But he said, no more last meals. So I kind of agree with that. Well, it's a sketchy slope that you're going to slide down. So one, if you're for death or the death penalty or against the death penalty, you can separate those birds in a tree, right? So, but if you're for death penalty, do you want the guy having the last meal? Because obviously he's killed someone. So this is, what they don't put people to death for tax evasion. If he's killed someone, do you want him to enjoy his last meal? Oh, he's rehabilitated. He found Jesus. He found Allah. He found whoever. No. You knew the rules of the planet when you were born and you went to school with your 24-year-old dad boyfriend. You knew the rules of the planet. You knew the rules that were going on. Thou shalt not kill or whatever that you want to believe in. Golden rule type deal. And then you want to give him the best meal of his life before he leaves the earth? I say no across the board. Whatever they're serving that day, if it's bean slop soup, everyone gets bean slop soup. Whether you're sitting in there waiting for your attorney to pick you up because you got a court case later on that afternoon, or if you're sitting on death row and you're getting ready to be executed in however many hours. Bean slop soup or whatever that they're serving that day. That's my opinion. I don't think last meals should be a luxury if you're on death row. I mean, the process has already been there. You had your chance. You've spoken your piece. Guess what? Bean slop soup for everyone. All right. I know. This episode is going to be really, really interesting if you're watching this on YouTube. When we come back, this young lady said, this is our a wedding anniversary. This is our a ceremonial thing that we're checking into your hotel. And they said, yes, we've made your room very, very nice. Speaking of White Lotus. And you should enjoy your room when you get there. And the front desk is all like happy because they did all this special stuff. But when the couple checked into the room, they got more than they bargained for. And I'll tell you what that is when we come back. So stick around. You listen to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. If we can survive, I'll be right back. If you can hear that AC in the audio, I'm playing that all the time. The AC, it's driving me crazy. My brain's going cuckoo up here with the heat. Well, we had a big old AC unit right there, and it took a plunk on us, so I don't want to spend another $700. No, I'll suffer in the heat here in North Carolina. All right. I got to pull these articles. Hopefully nothing's violent. I don't get flagged again for some stupid shit. Hotel Flowers. Oh, I checked all my security stuff. Yeah, I'm good. It's one of those websites that just completely bogs up the whole entire screen. You can't click on anything. So hopefully I unplugged it just in time. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us over on YouTube. Make sure you follow us on Facebook. And make sure you follow us over on TikTok as well. Now, my wife and I celebrated, I forget what anniversary it was, but we checked into a hotel in Costa Rica. Was it Costa Rica? Yeah, we were in Costa Rica in the small town that had a volcano, like I think it was Aventura. And we watched the volcano. It didn't erupt or anything, but, it's a volcano. And you're like sitting there. If you've never seen a volcano, not up close and personal, but just see a volcano, you're like going, Jesus Christ, we're small little peons on this planet. And we had a very nice room. The whole entire room, it was two stories. No, it was one story. And there was an apartment above us. But the whole entire front of the room was glass. So you could see the volcano. And then they had big old drapes that you could close the room off. It was very unique, very interesting the way they had it set up. It was a hunting lodge. But they put these little buildings on it so everyone can enjoy the volcano view in itself. But right now, somebody's in trouble. A hotel guest has a surprise for them, and they came back to a room that was not prepared to their liking. It's always a nice surprise when an employee goes above and beyond when they make a hotel room extra welcoming for the guests. Our hotel room in Costa Rica was perfectly made. Whether it's a free drink, personalized recommendations, or a handwritten note, these little gestures can go a long way when making customers feel special. But sometimes the best intentions go horribly wrong. That's what happened to Anastasia. Hopefully she's got a video here. And her partner, you know what that means, Her partner on a recent trip to Mexico. In the TikTok video, her companion explains that when a couple had checked in, that the hotel told them to expect a quote-unquote surprise in their room. But when the two entered the hotel room later that night, they found that the surprise had taken a turn. Point of view, you came back to a flooded room after the surprise by the employees had taken place. The text overlays and explains. It turns out that a hotel attempted to create a romantic atmosphere for the couple's room. The bath was drawn. The rose petals were scattered all around the tub and the bed. However, the couple claims that the employee forgot to turn off the bath faucet. This led to the tub overflowing. Isn't there an overflow valve on those things? I guess not in Mexico. Them are known for cutting labor costs. Leaving an inch of water across the whole entire floor. The guests documented the significant water damage inside the room. The footage reveals as much as a foot of water on the floor, and there were audible squeaking and squelching sounds as the man walked through the area. All right, so there's a man involved. So there you go. Question solved. They were trying to make your day with a post that received over 59,000 views. Why is this an article? It's only 59,000 views. This was observed that several viewers tried to find humor in it. So let's see, where are we at here? Here's the video. Anastasia.Gons. I'm going to switch over to camera 4 here so you can see it in real time as we're talking about it here on the show. So here you go. Here we go.
Hotel. I guess they set this up.
Now, when you think of a bathtub, you think of just a regular bathtub. No, it's one of those almost like a soup bowl. You ever had like a soup bowl that's got the high sides and stuff so you don't spill your shit all over the place? Here we go.
This on, and it flooded our whole room. They didn't even tell us. They said they had a surprise for us, and they didn't tell us that we had to be home at a certain time. It's only 12 a.m. It's all nice, but literally flooded the whole room. My clothes are soaked here. Like, look at this.
Oh yeah, everything's soaked. His luggage is soaked.
You can hear this. My shoes.
Shoes squeaking.
This is the whole room.
So you know what you do? Thank you very much for that. So you know what you do? You go to the front desk and you go, all right, the room that we're in, yeah, completely flooded. Thanks, guys. You did that. Is there another room? Presidential suite somewhere? Can I get a bigger room? Can I get a better room? Can I get a free room? How about that one? How can I get a free room? Because there's no way that they're going to be able to get into that room or enjoy that room. I mean, the water is all over the place. What about the surrounding rooms next door? They didn't see that? And so they checked. Hold on. So they checked in. Here's the thing. Call me crazy. Call me conspiracy. So they checked in. I guess they brought all their luggage and stuff up to the room and didn't return to that room until 12:30. What do you say? 12:30 a.m. And the room was flooded. So let's do the math. Here we go, math guy. So you checked into your room at 3 o'clock because that's what hotels do. I don't know, Mexico or whatever, what time the check-in is there. And then, so the water ran for 9 hours. That room does not look, here we go, judge, attorney, that room does not look like that water's been running for 9 hours. 9 hours, I know what the article said a foot of water. No, it was inches of water, barely an inch of water. I think what happened was, here's my opinion, he or she probably ran a bath because I'm going to say, I'm not going to call people out because it's a certain type of person. I don't know. Anyway, I'm digressing here. These people checked into the room. You heard the guy's voice and might have started the tub and forgot about it. And that's probably about 3 hours of water, not 9 hours of water. I'm going to say, Judge, I stand before you to look behind you. This was not 9 hours of water running. This is 3 hours of water running. When did they check into the room? They could look at the little timestamp on the card. You know, maybe they don't have that. Maybe they got old skeleton keys. So there you go. All right. one last story, and we'll let you get back to doing what you got to do. One last story. I am a generation that grew up with MTV. I'm a generation that grew up and watched the first MTV VJs, video jockeys, which is not like chicken jockeys for all you kids out there. And then they had another generation. They figured, hey, we got a little bit more money. We got a little bit more, clout. We're getting a little bit more advanced and stuff. We can do a lot more things. We got a lot more events. We need more people. We need more people in front of the cameras. And one of the VJs, one of the people that they put in front of the camera was a young lady by the name...
Beginning of Breast Cancer Awareness.
Thank you. Was a young lady by the name of Ananda Lewis. And I liked Ananda Lewis because she was very, very wholesome. She was very, very likable. She was really, really great at what she did. She could be... she was very versatile. When I say versatile, she can go from talking to kids to talking to adults to going from rap to rock music to whatever genre of music. She was involved in all that stuff. She was a great all-around. She was a human being that did very well at her job. Unfortunately, she has just passed away at the age of 52. Now, I knew there was something wrong with her, but Ananda Lewis, who celebrated run on MTV as a VJ, and they spell, V-E-E-J, all that stuff, with shows including Total Request Live, Hot Zone, has just passed away at the age of 52. News of Lewis's death was confirmed on Facebook by a post from her sister. In 2020, Lewis revealed that she was diagnosed with breast cancer, saying that she had a long-avoided mammograms and urged for early testing. She was born in Los Angeles, attended Howard University, and then became a cultural prominence in the late 90s as an MTV VJ. After rejoining the network in 1997, after joining the network in 1997, she hosted a lot of programs with Total Request Live, Hot Zone, and all the other ones that I just told you about. The network also called upon Lewis to host specials on school violence after the 1999 Columbine shooting, and with a tribute program following the 2001 death of Aaliyah. So she did both of those in her career. Lewis launched a Ananda Lewis show in 2001 and later served as a correspondent on Entertainment Tonight, a spinoff of The Insider, eventually leaving the project to pursue carpentry. Weird. Jesus is Calling. Her final projects was the host of TLC's While You Were Out. On social media, fellow former VJ Dave Holmes remembered Lewis writing, "Well, this is awful. Ananda Lewis has died. She was the best, friendly, funnier, kind, clever, cool, committed, passionate person, stylish and smart. If you weren't working with her, you knew you would be. If you were working with her, you knew you would be having fun." So she passed away because she was battling with breast cancer. Now, I came across this video that she posted, not on TikTok, but it was a video that she had posted somewhere else, and of course, TikTok gobbles it up and puts it on her page. So this person right here, this is a video talking about when she was diagnosed with breast cancer. And listen out there, all you women out there, and especially men, if you've got women in your life, listen to this message. So here we go. I'm going to switch over to camera 4 here so we can see it all, and we can all be friends at the same time. So here we go.
And I have been fighting to get cancer out of my body for almost 2 years. For a really long time, I have refused mammograms. And that was a mistake. I watched my mom get mammogrammed for 30 years almost. And at the end of that, she had breast cancer. And I said, radiation exposure for years, breast cancer. Yeah, I'm going to pass. Thanks anyway. I am stubborn. I'm going to admit that up front. Those of you who know me know that's true. And I stand by that thinking. I stand by the research that shows that an accumulation of radiation in your body can cause cancer. And here comes the but. But what I didn't understand, and what I need you to understand, the reason I'm here telling you my business is because I would have had probably 3 or 4 mammograms by the time They caught it. Instead, I've had to have 2 PET scans so far. Guess how many mammograms worth of radiation a PET scan is? Anyone? 30. 30. So 60 mammograms. You do the math. If I had done the mammograms from the time they were recommended when I turned 40, they would have caught the tumor in my breast years before I caught it through my own breast exam, self-exam, and thermography. And they would have caught it at a place where it was more manageable, where the treatment of it would have been a little easier. It's never easy, but I use that word in comparison to what I'm going through now. Instead, what I'm dealing with is stage 3 breast cancer that is in my lymphs. I need you to get your mammograms. I have been doing 100% alternative and natural protocols and treatments, and I have helped this particular condition not spread like wildfire through my body. That's good news. But it's not gone. And I still have a lot of work to do. And
unfortunately, she has passed away at the age of 50. Where am I at here? At the age of 52. So she said that her mom had breast cancer. First of all, it's hereditary. If your mom has it, or so on and so forth, then chances are you're gonna have it. And her mom, I guess, had mammograms and stuff, and she thought that the radiation gave her mom breast cancer. She didn't go back and say, well, grandmother had this, and so on and so forth down the line. And she refused to have mammograms. And now she had to go through PET, the scan and stuff, and it was the equivalent, one PET scan, it was the equivalent of the radiation of 30 breast scans. So, and she's had 2 of them. So, ladies out there, take care of yourself. Men, we want you around. We do. We want you around. So, Anana Lewis passed away at the age of 52. All right, guys, on that note, if you enjoyed the podcast, make sure you follow us over on, let me make sure I'm switching to the right screen here. Make sure you follow us over on your Facebook page. Make sure you follow us over on YouTube. You can see the whole entire video, the whole entire podcast over there on YouTube. You can see all the shit that I had to go through to get everything up and running during this show with the whole security scare and stuff. And, if you have a message for us, you can be live here on the show. Your voice can be heard. Go over to profitradio.com. At the top of the page, it says, leave a message for Deacon Live. Be heard. We broadcast every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Your voice can be heard right here on the air. We've been doing 11 years of shows here. You can comment on anything that we've got going on or have been going on and ask us a question. You can ask me any question if you want to as well. If you don't want to go on the air, you can email me at any time at deacon@profitradio.com, and you can always see all the fine programming that comes out of the studio over at B Podcast Famous over on TikTok. All right, guys, on that note, I'm going to let you get back to doing what you got to do. My name is Deacon. Say goodnight and goodnight.
Wait, come back.
The absolute end.
For fuck's sake.
What?
I got to get a new desktop computer. I say desktop. PC, what do they call it? This guy, he's been here, as I'm petting him like a little puppy dog. He's been here since the beginning of the show. A lot of updates and stuff, and he just can't handle it anymore. So that's what's going on. All right, guys, on that note, see you. Take care. Bye. Bye.